I'm Peter Nunn, Professor and Chair, Department of Orthodontics, West Virginia University. Today, we are speaking on the topic of Golden Age of Orthodontics. We have a special guest, my friend, Dr. Chung Hao Gao. He's a Professor and Chair, Department of Orthodontics, University of Alabama. So Dr. Gao has been on the forefront of technology and innovation. He has secured multi-million dollars of research grant to study how innovation and products affect our daily practice in orthodontics. So, Dr. Gao, why do you think we are in the golden age of orthodontics?
Well, Professor Nan, first of all, it is a privilege to be with you today to discuss this topic of the golden age. We've been professional colleagues and friends for so many years, and it is indeed an honor. As I sit back and contemplate your question, I cannot help but think of the term golden age and how that has been applied to our professions and times in the strife of our humankind. In some instances, the golden age of humankind denoted a period of happiness, prosperity, and innocence. And then the golden age of what we call the social sciences describes the rise of interdisciplinary teams, leveraging on the explosive growth in data and computational power for the betterment of humankind. And the golden age of empires and kingdoms describe the enormous wealth, prosperity, advancement, growth of populations and technology. So as I apply all of these observations and definitions, I'm positive that we too are experiencing this golden age of orthodontics. So please allow me to explain my thoughts. And I start first with a series of excellent articles written by Norman Wall in the American Journal of Orthodontics and Dentofacial Orthopedics during the middle 2000s that I really highly recommend to all our profession. It is entitled Orthodontics in 3 Millennia, and it's a fascinating collection of historical journeys for all of us. This collection of articles is one that we use here at the University of Alabama, Birmingham, as the backbone for the course History of Orthodontics. It describes our progress through the years with Pierre Fauchard's first book on occlusion, to Engel's classification of malocclusion, to the invention of the edgewise appliance, to the dominance of personalities and people in orthodontics, to the extraction debates, to the science associated with the growth of the cranium, and our attempts to modify the growth, to a host of variety of types of orthodontic appliances, which include the pre-adjusted system, aligners, to a host of variety and types of other kinds of anchorage devices to manage and move teeth. So today, with all of that and the amount of history that we have and the amount of data that we have, I'm truly fascinated at our achievements. It is certainly a great read for all of us. And with these tremendous advancements over the years, we have so much technology and innovation happening in our profession that I believe that we are in the golden age of orthodontics.
Excellent, because that is absolutely a great reading for our audience. And I actually experienced part of this history, okay? But with these enormous advancement already, would it be disconcerting to ask, are we done yet with technology and innovation? Or is that's all left in orthodontics?
Now, that's a great question. You know, I only have to look back at my personal journey, which isn't too long. But about 25 years ago, evidence-based orthodontics dominated the headlines in research. I remember doing my first randomized clinical control trial on the early extractions of deciduous teeth and how that helped lower incisor crowding. And today, there have been so many multiple clinical trials, systematic reviews, and meta-analysis that have been published. However, what is the landscape in which we practice today? I've had the good fortune to practice in 3 continents, all with varied healthcare models. And the economic crisis over the past years have now meant that universities have less budgets and that foundations and research foundations are really more careful in selecting research projects that they wish to fund. And normally these are priority-based. And now, all of a sudden, manufacturers with their economic muscle are increasingly dominating and driving the orthodontic product. And I've experienced at firsthand some manufacturers' users meetings being more well attended than scientific presentations at our annual meetings like the AAO. And for the first time, manufacturers have the economic power and muscle to direct both the consumer and the orthodontic product to their kinds of manufacturing.
Yeah, definitely. When I attended the AAO meeting or the SAO meeting, I experienced, the manufacturer, they have their own forums, and some of them they actually doing their own teaching. So,
Yes.
Why do these manufacturers, now have the economic muscle to direct consumers to both the orthodontic products and their selected orthodontic appliances?
Well, Professor Nana, I don't have the golden ball, or the crystal ball, as you say. But maybe it's because there is a claim and a message when we use these products that it will generate revenue than what your competitive environment can create. So when that happens, you ask yourself a question: what's to happen to this wonderful specialty? Are we in competition with the general practitioners? Are we select or premium providers of a particular manufacturer's product? Or do we need to flood the web space telling potential patients how outstanding our practices are in order to seal the deal with the patient? I think, make no mistake, the central reason that we need to ask ourselves as orthodontists is, why do we exist? And really the reason why that is because of the demand by the patient for our expertise. So may I suggest that the focus of every good practicing orthodontist should be the best practice of care and the provision of an excellent service.
I absolutely agree. So in your opinion, what is the best practice or standard of care for our patients?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I would argue that we continue to use science and technology to be the central themes of orthodontic care. Here's an example. With the advancement in the area of 3D technology, we can now exploit with proper justification the use of the three-dimensional patient, because at one point we were saying, hey, it's too much radiation. And so therefore we should stop taking these cone beam images. But now we have the ability to exploit all of the data within this data set. And every effort should be made to produce effective and efficient outcomes for the patient. Why does a practitioner need to proceed with a pre-adjusted appliance to align and level every tooth in the arch if teeth are already correctly in the three-dimensional position in which they're meant to be in? Isn't there a more efficient way to move teeth rather than to flare them with a pre-adjusted appliance, round trip them, deepen the bite, and then to retract and open the bite? Why can we not design dental arch forms based on the patient's individualized alveolus and bone, and to resort to pre-formed arch shapes? So every patient, I believe, is unique, and that every treatment plan should be customized and executed as so. And aligners have also evolved, and now we move teeth with printed plastic and also customized printed appliances. So that's truly the way that we should move forward in.
Yeah, now I understand, the importance of advancing technology and innovation, because it's all about the efficiency of how to get to the end point, right?
Yes.
And definitely, customized appliance. Okay, then, even that when we wear clothes, we don't one size fit all. If it customizes, this is a better product.
Yes.
So, what are the areas of interest to practicing orthodontists?
Yeah, so I think the other area of interest, in my opinion, would be biology. As we move the biological parameters of tooth movements, they're not very well understood. With the advancement in knowledge in genetics and cell signaling pathways, can we as orthodontists not provide a higher level of care? We have observed that tooth movement is accelerated in patients post-surgery, with this thing called the rat phenomenon. And this phenomenon occurs because an upregulation of the wound healing and inflammatory processes. And therefore, it actually enhances tooth movement. And we must find some way to safely use biotechnology to do this, because surely there is another way. to improve the way in which we move teeth.
Yeah, definitely. The hardware such as straight wire appliance and nickel titanium wires, it's cut down, the length of orthodontic treatment from 24 to 18 months. But now I think we should use biotechnology, so how can we finish orthodontic treatment faster? Because our customers are always looking forward for shorter treatment and less visit. So
Yes.
lastly, okay, may I ask, how should we be educating our next generation of clinicians?
Yeah, I think the education of our residents in the areas of science and critical thinking must be continued at the highest level. Professor Nan, you and I are in academics and in the educational field, and we see that with our residents. These orthodontics are the brightest, and they're really the future. And they should be equipped with the skill sets to ask all of the important questions and make decisions when they are handed the next best product to incorporate in their practices. So curriculum should be expanded to generate master's and doctorate level projects relating to orthodontic science and to challenge the norms always and every single day.
Outstanding. So there are many graduate students, graduate under your guidance. What would be your advice to young practitioners moving into this golden age of orthodontics?
Yeah. So as our specialty moves forward in the next few decades, the challenges bring exciting prospects. I really believe so. So those who move wisely with the times will be successful. From a personal standpoint, the clinical application of the virtual patient coupled with biotechnology will be an exciting area to explore. In addition, I believe the exploitation of biotechnology using artificial intelligence and customized tools will really be a game changer in everyone's practice. These areas have the potential to create individualized patient-centered healthcare plans, thus providing the best outcomes for each one of our patients. So if we strive to provide the best care for our patients and to keep them the center of our attention, what manufacturers produce and claim, no matter what, will remain for us in the specialty, the small details in the plan. And so the golden age of orthodontics is one in which is here. And I'm encouraged for the first time, the patient and the doctor are all together on the same page. So with the advancements in science, the transformative power of big data and artificial intelligence, machine learning, customization of that into a customized plan and appliance type, the ability now to develop all of these patient-centered approaches and patient-centered care is going to be truly amazing. And that this will be a golden time for each one of us. It's already here. So let's enjoy that ride.
Yeah, that's exciting, Dr. Gao. And thank you for taking the time in your busy practice to share this important news to our young practitioner. We also like to thank IOF for providing this platform for me to interview Dr. Gao and providing, the practitioner with this piece of good news. Have a nice day, everybody.